Yo, what is good? My anime page, what is good? I was just thinking, this son of a demon lord had it pretty interesting throughout his whole entire life, but at the true end of the day, this son of a demon lord, his story still hasn't came to an end, and I'm pretty sure it started way before the seven deadly sins. So just a little nod, like I would love to hear the true ending of Devil May Cry, but that's for another day, another story. This week's episode literally has us seeing the end game of seven deadly sins, and it's been a long time coming. But just like the normal fashion of either the company behind the people or maybe the people, you know, I can't discredit them for still having creative ideas. But this is the type of thing that usually happens where a Bordentoe shows up or a, you know, super different types of stuff like that. These spin-offs that either A, they just do their own thing and kind of drift off from what the main story is and become its own story, or B, they follow it to a T and give us some really amazing world building that wasn't necessarily done in the first rendition of the story. But now all of a sudden, you know the future of how the place is carried on, how the fairies are going to live their lives. Is a lot of fairies and giants going to get together because of this marriage? You know, like what would the king of the fairies' child be like, and what would the king's sister child be like with Bond, Lancelot? There's so many questions left, and that's a great way of playing your cards right. You know, like that's how you have fans cry out for more, and if not, you can play it any way you want. Just because there's a continuation that's perfectly set in motion, it doesn't mean you have to necessarily play off of it. It could be the way that you wanted people to see the story, which is at the end of the day, the world keeps moving forward, even if the people we love and care for are starting to become less capable of what they're able to do. The best example of that is the grandfather, even though he's not the king anymore and he's not helping his people to such a degree, still has a little bit of his power to see, if it's a boy or girl for a lot of these people who are having kids, or maybe just his own kids, It doesn't reach super far out to every sin, but who knows? The one thing I want to tell you guys is even with all of this lovey dovey stuff and they were showcasing, guess who wasn't there? Marlin and Arthur, right? That's the way you keep mystery. Like we know a lot of the demons are dead, but we also know that there's two full blown demon descendants of the king of demons. And then we also know that there may not be as many goddesses compared to the demon count, So it's a weird amount of stuff that has been left on the table. And there's one demon having a baby with a goddess, and possibly one demon having a baby with a vampire. We have a human and an elf and a giant. And then if Gulther learns anything, or they're doing that type of stuff, saying Gulther's not truly just a doll, but a doll who can get it all, that's a Gulther and a human, or, so or a demon, vampire, whatever else is a goddess if he finds one. Like all these different things that still pop off and become its own. And that's what I'm truly looking forward to in the case of If this is the end, thank you so much for the story. But if it isn't, and you got some crazy ideas on your head to make another an amazing amount of action or just heartbreak, I can't wait. And with that being said, though, I hope y'all are having an amazing day, night, evening. I will definitely talk to you sooner than later. And I got to take a nice break yesterday because there's just nothing I wanted to talk about. I was gonna do an over review, but I was like 3 episodes behind, and I didn't feel like watching all of them like that. So I just relaxed for the first time in years of not putting something out on this channel. So hope y'all are not angry at me, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.